Who's ready to talk about a little everyday glam? I've partnered with Charlotte Tilbury for today's video to share their new Airbrush Flawless Lip Blur product. I'm wearing it right now in the Pillow Talk Blur color, and I love it. I'm super picky when it comes to the texture of my lip products. That's why I typically gravitate towards a gloss, because my lips tend to feel tight, and this lip blur is so soft and comfortable. I decided that while I was gonna share this new lip product with you, I would go ahead and just do an entire full face of Charlotte Tilbury. And that is what I'm wearing today. And when I say full face, even my skincare is Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive in and go step by step, but I did wanna focus first on their new lip blur. It's really, really comfortable. They have several colors to choose from. Like I said, I'm wearing the Pillow Talk, which I feel like is the perfect everyday nudie pink. Their Pillow Talk line is one of my favorites, but let's go ahead and dive in to my skincare and I'll go through how I got this entire look. When it comes to skincare, I always recommend doing a hydrating serum. This is Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Serum, and it is extremely hydrating. Whether you have dry skin or oily skin, hydration is a must-have for all skin types. This is gonna prep the skin. Tip number one, you want to prep your skin for makeup. One of the things that is really important to do for prepping your skin is gonna be hydration. The other is gonna be exfoliation. We're not gonna get into that in today's video. We're gonna talk about hydration because it is so important. And I'm really, really loving this serum. You're gonna layer it underneath your moisturizer, underneath your makeup, underneath your sunscreen. It is a great product to start out with. Next up, I'm gonna layer the award-winning Magic Cream. It is called Magic Cream for a reason. It is jam-packed with hyaluronic acid, vitamin E, aloe vera, shea butter. It's got a ton of extremely nourishing and moisturizing ingredients. Whether you have oily skin or dry skin, this is gonna add that level of hydration that you need. As you can see, it just melts right into the skin. I typically prefer a richer formula, but something that isn't going to feel oily or greasy, something that just feels really, really nourishing, and this hits the spot. Next up, I did layer on a little bit of their Collagen Super Fusion Facial Oil. This is a new product for me, but as you can see, it instantly adds this glow. That's gonna be another little tip. Adding a facial oil or some sort of shimmery type of product underneath a primer or foundation is gonna really give you that glow, and I really feel like this facial oil does that. Obviously, it's gonna add a lot more hydration. I tend to gravitate towards the dry, more dehydrated skin type, so this, my skin loves it. I also layered on their Magic Eye Cream. This is one of my favorites. I think this is my third or fourth jar. I've been using this one for years and recommending it. If you're looking for a good hydrating night cream that you can use day and night, this one is amazing. It also has retinol in it, and you can get refills so you don't have to buy a whole new packaging. But speaking of packaging, are we not just like a little bit obsessed with their packaging? I love this luxury feel, and I feel like their price point is amazing as well. You get a luxury skincare product at a fraction of the cost. Sunscreen and a primer are a must for me if I'm gonna be wearing foundation. This is the Invisible UV Flawless Primer. As you can see, the invisible part is totally accurate. I'm really, really tan right now, or at least more tan than normal. I can't even remember the last time I was this tan, but I cannot do a sunscreen that leaves a white cast. This one doesn't leave a white cast at all. It's also SPF 50, but it also works as a primer as well. So we love a good dual duty product. Next, we're gonna dive into some foundation, and this is where the next tip comes in. So as you can see, I apply my foundation a little bit differently than probably the average person. I found this trick many years, like a few years ago on TikTok, and I have been doing it ever since. And I truly feel that it is one of the reasons that my foundation stays so long, two, one of the reasons that my foundation looks so natural, and three, one of the reasons why my foundation just goes on so smoothly. You're gonna need two items. This is their Light Wonder Foundation. It's a newer foundation for me. I love it. I am in the shade, I think 6 medium. And then you're gonna need the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Again, I've been using this one for years. This is probably my third or fourth bottle. I love this. I use it all the time. Highly recommend it. You're gonna wanna do exactly what you see I'm doing on camera. You're going to put little bitty dots of the foundation in in 3 main areas. I get redness, as you can see on my cheek area. That's where I have a lot more of the issues. And then I do put it on my forehead only because it's the bigger surface area. So I do it on my 2 cheeks and my forehead. Then I'm gonna spray with the setting spray. I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit. Then I'm gonna blend the foundation in. From there, as you can see, it just creates the most natural, dewy, glowy foundation, and it just looks so flawless. I am also using their Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. I have it in the shade 6.5 medium. Keep in mind that I am a little bit more tan than usual, and I prefer a more even under eye instead of a brighter under eye. So you might want to go down, a number or 2 depending on your skin tone. So just whatever you prefer. I also want to point out how little of concealer that you need for this. The coverage is beautiful without it feeling cakey. I've talked about this a ton over the years. I have always struggled with a really dry under eye. I used to not even wear concealer for many years because nothing worked for me. I think that there are 2 things that are really important if you have the same issue. One is hydrating that area with a good eye cream. Highly recommend the Charlotte Tilbury one. And 2, finding a good concealer that isn't going to be too heavy, too thick, or get cakey. And this is a really good one. It really covers the area. It brightens that area without the cakiness or the thickness. And I feel like it just looks really beautiful and natural. The next tip that I want to mention is using liquid products. So I love using liquid products year round, but especially in the spring and summertime, if you're wanting to have that kind of J-Lo glow, these are the kind of products that are going to give you that look. So I'm using their, what is this called? The Contour Wand. Love this product. It is so easy to use. I'm also using their Beauty Light Wand. I actually have 2 of these. This is in the color Pink Gasm. I also have the Peach Gasm, which is really beautiful. And this is probably my all-time favorite bronzer. This is the Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. One, this thing is huge. It's gonna last you forever, but the formula is really beautiful. So I feel like these 3 products right here, even if you don't wear foundation, maybe you do just like a tinted moisturizer or a tinted primer, you can use just these 3 products to really create a full face of like on-the-go beach makeup. I love these. I feel like these are a summer must-have for that dewy skin look. Now that we are done with all of our liquid products, we're gonna set with my #1 favorite pressed powder. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finish. I have it in a like limited edition cover, so just ignore this part, but it is their staple standard Airbrush Flawless powder. I have recommended this one to you guys for so long. I feel like even if you're wanting to have that dewy, glowy look, I still like setting a little bit with this powder because it's not heavy at all. It really is just gonna set all of the liquids in place and still allow that glowiness to come through. You can layer it, of course, if you want a little bit more of an airbrush finish, but it really is up to you. This is layerable, but it's just such a almost like filtered look to this powder, and I have it in the shade 2 medium. This is another duo that I have had for a really long time and recommend. This is another good bronzer if you want something a little bit lighter, or maybe you want to set the liquid bronzer that I shared with you. You can layer this bronzer over the top of it. But today we're going to focus on this particular highlight. The reason why I really recommend this highlight for that dewy, glowy J-Lo look is because it isn't as blinding. It is a little bit of more like a soft focus highlight. I love putting this in like above the cheekbone and around the eyes. You can do it down the bridge of the nose. I did put a tiny bit in the inner corner, and then of course here on the Cupid's bow. Those are just a few little things that I've done for many years, and I do feel like it adds that glowy effect to my overall makeup look. I just think in general this is a good palette to have. You get both products and they really are kind of key for me. I use this palette almost every single day to create that glowy look. I tend to do my makeup a little bit out of order, so next up I ended up doing the lips. I did the Pillow Talk lip liner. Actually, no, this is the Nude Iconic lip liner, or Iconic Nude lip liner. This is another one of my favorites. I like the Pillow Talk one, but this one's just a little bit more brown instead of pinky, so I went for that one today. And then this is the kind of focus of today's video. This is the lip blur products that we were talking about. I have it in, or I'm wearing it in the color, this one right here, the Pillow Talk. This is the color Honey Blur, and then this is the Pillow Talk Medium Blur. The honey is really pretty as well. It's a little bit more terracotta, and the Honey Blur is just slightly deeper than the one that I'm wearing here. But I know we've talked a little bit about this one, but if you're looking for a lip product that's gonna give that soft kind of matte, that modern matte look, this is gonna be the way to do it. But what I love about it is you still can layer a gloss over this. I have been sipping on my Starbucks throughout this entire video, and I have not reapplied this. And as you can see, it is very, very long lasting. For the eyes and for the cheeks, I ended up pulling out this Glowgasm face palette. If you are looking to dip your toes into Charlotte Tilbury, you're new to the brand, I really recommend you check out some of their all-in-one face palettes. This is my third or fourth palette that I've had from Charlotte Tilbury, and I feel like it's a really good way to get to know the brand. You get to see the quality of their products, but you get to try a few different options. This one has a highlight, a kind of all over pop of color, a cheek pop, and then a bronzer. I ended up putting the bronzer in the eyelid and right underneath, or right in the waterline area. And then I ended up mixing both the cheek pop as well as the bronzer to kind of set the cheek. I personally really, really love going a little deeper in the bronze and cheek kind of contour area, especially because I am a little bit more tan than usual. I just feel like it looks so pretty, just kind of glimmering and shimmering in the sunlight. I did forget to take a little clip of me filling in my eyebrows. I used the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Cheat in the shade, what shade is this one? I've had this one for a while as well. Where is the color? Don't know what the color is. I'll find it and I will put it down in the info box for you. I will link all of the products that I am wearing today as well as the skincare down below in the info box. Thank you so much to Charlotte Tilbury for partnering with me on today's video. They're one of my favorite brands. I feel like when Charlotte Tilbury hit the scene, they just exploded because their products really have revolutionized that kind of glowy look, that Victoria's Secret, that JLo glow that everybody loves to have year round, but especially in the summertime. So make sure to check out the links down below. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Amanda. I do a lot of fashion and luxury videos here, and I like to sprinkle in some of my favorite beauty and skincare products as well. So make sure to join my YouTube family by hitting that subscribe button as well as the notification button so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.